Hi everyone, myself Ashish Desai, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department. Today we are going to discuss here unit number 5, types of flow. So in that content we are going to discuss here the flow through circular pipe. So first of all we will discuss regarding the points to be discussed in this chapter. So first point is flow through a circular pipe, then flow through a parallel plates, power absorbed in viscous flow in a bearings, loss of head due to friction in a viscous flow. So these are the point we will discuss in a laminar flow. So actually the types of flow is divided in two parts, laminar flow and turbulent flow. So in first chapter, in that first case, we discuss a laminar flow. So this chapter is deals with the flowing having viscous and flowing at a very low velocity, and each layer of slides over the adjacent. Due to that, the velocity between two layers, the velocity gradient du by dy exists, and the shear stress is depending on mu du by dy. That means dynamic viscosity as well as the rate of strain, or can say du by dy acts in the layers. So this is the depending phenomena for the laminar flow. So in that content, first of all, we'll discuss about the flow through a circular pipe. So in flow of viscous fluid through a circular pipe, the velocity distribution across the section. So here we have to find out the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity, then shear stress distribution and drop of pressure for a given length has to be determined for flow through a circular pipe. So as we know that the flow through a pipe is circular pipe, which is will be viscous or laminar. If the Reynolds number, that is Re, is less than 2000, that expression or that flow is called as a laminar flow, and the equation, or can say the relation for the Reynolds equation, is rho Vd upon mu. Rho is the density of this fluid, V is the velocity of the flow, D is diameter of pipe, and mu is the dynamic viscosity. So this is a relation for the Re, and if it is less than 2000, then it will be called as a laminar flow. So this laminar flow will flow through this circular pipe, and here we have to find out the, once again we have repeat this, we have to find out the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity, shear stress distribution, drop of pressure for a given length. So first of all, we discuss this pipe. This is circular pipe is here, and here we are considering this that the square, that is ABCD, and this is elemental area. So on that first surface, the forces, or can I say the flow, is in the direction of flow on that side. We have to elemental stress we are discuss here. Rho is the density of this fluid, V velocity, D diameter, and mu is the viscosity. So sticking this point, we have to go for viscous flow through pipe, and first of all we find out the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity. So here considering the horizontal pipe, so this is a horizontal pipe, and the viscous flow, the fluid is moving from left to right as shown in figure. The forces acting on this fluid element, that is pressure forces and shear force. So pressure force is which is on face AB. So this is elemental, the face, that is ABCD, and on the elemental face, this the flow will be striking on this element, so that creates a pressure force on a side AB. So that's why pressure force is there. That's why pressure is nothing but pressure force upon area. So pressure force is equal to pressure into area. So pressure is keep as it is, area for the circular pipe is pi for pi r square. So that's why we can write as a P into pi r square, only PA, that is pressure force, P pi r square. This is for face AB. Now the similarly for we considering the pressure force on a DC, because every action there is equal and opposite direction, action is there. So that's why that pressure force is in opposite manner we are considered over here, which is on face CD. But here we have to incremental that pressure, that is dou P by dou X into del X into square root of into square bracket pi r square. So this is how we have to change it. Suppose we considering the delta x. Delta x means that elemental length. Delta x is 0. What will happen? Only the face A, that CD becomes face AB, because delta x is 0. instead of delta x 0, we can say AB equal to CD. AB equal to CD. So this is about the pressure force. So this relation is satisfied. So that's why we can write P plus dou P by dou x delta x into the bracket pi r square on face CD. The shear stress, that is, okay, shear stress is nothing but tau is equal to force upon area, but force is, so here force is there, shear force is here, shear force is equal to shear into area. So shear is tau and area, so here area we considering along the elemental, not elemental cross section area, we are considering the cross sectional area, no, that overall the length. So length is del x, so length and that diameter we are considering here, delta x is the length, and that the circumference is about this, because that the shear force is acting on a that wall sides. That's why we consider their delta x is the length and the circumference, that is why 2 pi r. So 2 pi r delta x. So these three equations we can take as in on summations of all forces. So P pi r square, this is on a side that left to right, so we can take a positive, and from left right to left, that's why we can take negative. So this second force, pressure force, is negative. And shear stress, so this is shear stress is whenever the flow is on left to right, so it is opposite of that, that's why I can say minus tau dou pi r into delta x equal to 0. So this equation we are solve it. So I can write here P pi r square P plus dou P by dou x, that into pi r square. Sorry. So I write here minus dou into 2 pi r into del x. So same relation we are derived here. Okay. Same relation. That same equations we are used here like this. Okay. So this equation you can write as here. After simplification, so after simplification we can write dou P by dou x into delta x pi r square minus tau into 2 pi r delta x. So after simplification we get minus dou P by dou x into r minus 2 tau is equal to 0. So therefore tau is equal to minus dou P by dou x r by 2. So this is the final equation. So this is equation number 1. So equation 1 states that the shear stress, the shear stress is varies with a relation with R, because shear stress is directly proportional to R, and dou P by dou x, that is the pressure per unit length, that is dou P by dou x. So the shear stress is vary with respect to that radius. Okay, so here the distribution across section is given to you, that is for velocity distribution and shear distribution. So shear distribution at the center, shear stress is 0 at the center and maximum at the wall of side. That's why the curve is called as is in the direction, that is in the k shape. And if you say for velocity distribution, so velocity is maximum at that site, right? Shear stress is 0 at this point and maximum shear stress at the wall side. But in case of velocity, velocity is maximum at center line and minimum at the wall sides. So that's why this curve is called as a parabolic, or you can say velocity distribution curve. Now this section 1 we used over here. So as we know that the velocity distribution, so already we discussed this velocity distribution. So the tau is equal to mu dy by dy. So same diagram we can continue with this. Tau is equal to mu dy by dy. So du y is nothing but capital R minus small r. So here capital Y is equal to, Y is measured from pipe wall. So actually pipe wall is there. So that cap called as a Y, and capital R minus small r means that small gap is there now. Capital R minus small r. So small r is here, capital R is here. So that gap is called as Y. This is from measured from pipe wall, the pipe wall from this side to elemental. So Y is equal to capital R minus small r dy. So if you calculate for dy, how it calculate dy? Dy is nothing but minus dr, because r is constant 0. Then put the value of that value, that is mu as it is, du as it is. Instead of dy I can write minus dr. Okay, so after simplification we get the minus du by dy r as it is, and previous value, that is tau, is already we calculated from equation 1. So we put the equation 1 over here, that is minus dou p by dou x r by 2, and after simplification we will get the final equation, that is du by dur is equal to 1 upon 2 mu dou p by dou x into r. And if you get, so this is the final equation, only you have to transfer this minus mu on that side, and that becomes plus, because minus minus become plus. And after that we can integrating both sides, so dr we can transfer over there, du integration u is equal to 1 upon 2 mu as it is dou p by dou x r square, that's r square by 2 is there, so this 2 is 1 by 2, that is 1 by 4, and plus c. So this is equation number 2. So this equation an important equation. So when c equation, that is c is the constant of integration, so for the boundary condition, that is small r, so we can look at the figure, small r becomes capital R, small r becomes capital R, so small r capital R, and u is equal to 0. U, that is velocities become 0, because at the wall side velocity is 0. Okay, that's why it's called as parabolic curve. So this u is 0, small r is you can compare as capital R, and then we get the value of c and put the value of c in equation number 2, and then we get the relation. So that relation, so put the value of c over here in equation number 2, and after putting this equation, now that you can formalize the equation, that is u is equal to minus 1.4, because only put the value of c over here, and after simplification u is equal to minus 1.14 mu dou p by dou x r square by r square minus small r square. So this is equation number 3rd. So equation this 3rd, which gives the value of velocity distribution and shear distribution. Okay, so the equation is parabola, because for velocity purpose the velocity is at the center, which is maximum, and for minimum is at wall sides. Suppose this small r becomes capital R, what will happen? U becomes 0. So this equation is satisfied. That's why this pipe distribution, velocity distribution for the cross section of pipe is parabolic. So this is parabolic. Okay, so this is the distribution. Now we use in equation 3 once again for finding out the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity. So this equation is called as a general form equation. So if you put the value of small r becomes small r, that small r here, small r becomes 0, small r become bigger, that means maximum velocity. So that's why I called it as a u max. Equation 3 is as it is, only you can take as a small r is equal to capital R, so r square, so r is nothing but r is 0, that's why I can write as a minus 1 upon 4 mu dou p by dou x r square. So equation number 4. Now we go for finding out this maximum velocity, we get the from general form equation. Now we go for average velocity, and if you get the average velocity and maximum velocity, we can take a ratio of this. So already we calculate the ratio of maximum velocity is calculated. Now we go for average velocity. So for average velocity we obtain by the equation, as we know that the fluid is flowing through this pipe, that means actual discharge is nothing but area into velocity. So I write as a TQ is equal to velocity into area. So velocity at radius small r is nothing but u, and area of the ring element, so area is occupying with this length, so that's why 2 pi r, because we can consider the circumference, into dr. Dr means the smallest this radius, so that is called as separate distance, that is dr. So after putting this value of u, so u is the general form of equation, you can put here, and after that we can simplify this equation, and we can take, or can say we implement for whole area. So that's why I can take integrate on both sides, so that dq becomes q, and then final equation is minus upon 4 mu minus dou p by dou x into 2 pi r square minus r square, and that formula equation that r dr, you can take small r dr is multiplying with that small r square into capital R square minus small r square into r, and then integration we can take this. So after integrating, minus 1 upon 4 mu dou p by dou x into 2 pi r square by 2 and r raised to 4 by 4. So after simplification we get the value of q is equal to 1 upon 4 mu minus dou p by dou x into 2 pi r raised to 4 divided by 4. So after simplification we get the value of the Q. So Q we can put over here. Area is known to you, that is pi r square, because whole area is there for the pipe, pi r capital R square. So after simplification we get the average velocity. So this is equation number 5. So if you know that equation number 5 and equation number 4 we get, so this is equation number 4 and 5, dividing this, so this gives the ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity. So as you know that maximum velocity is minus 1 upon 4 mu dou p by dou x into r square, divided by average velocity is there 1 by 8 mu upon minus dou p by dou x into r square. So after simplification we will get the value of 2 u max upon u bar. So this is the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity, that is 2. Now we know that the drop of pressure for given length. After this point, after we have found out the relation for maximum velocity to average velocity, that becomes 2. This is for circular pipe. Now we go for drop of pressure for length. So drop of pressure, it is important for finding out the leakage loss. So for equation number 5 we know that, so equation 5 we can write as a u bar is equal to 1 upon 8 mu minus dou p by dou x into r square, that is average velocity. We transfer here over here, and minus dou p is equal to what? So integrating on both sides with respect to x, so dou p as it is, and dou x we can go that side. Okay, so if you integrating with one side, that 2 and 1, so final is 2 is to 1. That's why I can write that's p1 minus p2 and 8 mu u bar r square. So dx means x1 x2 is available, because x1 is from this end and x2 is from this end. So section 1 is from this end and section 2 is from x2, that is x1 x2. So that's why dx is nothing but x, but x is there, but x, how to calculate this x? X2 minus x1. Okay, that means L. So instead of x2 minus x2, L is there. So I can write again L, and this p1 minus p2 is there, so I transfer on that side directly. So x1 minus x2 means x2 minus x1, so x2 minus x1 means L. So x2 minus x1 is L. From figure put the value of L, and then instead of R we can take as a d by 2. So R is nothing but d by 2. After putting this value we will get the equation p1 minus p2, that t square, and 4 is on both side, on upper side, so 32 mu u bar L d square. So this p1 minus p2 is nothing but drop of pressure. So this is the relation for finding out the drop of pressure. So this drop of pressure is nothing but loss of pressure, it is nothing but p by rho g, or you can say p1 minus p2 by rho g. So you can take as it is over here. So this is called as loss of pressure head, and then this is called as HF. Okay, so we put the directly over here rho g, you can multiply this side. So HF is nothing but 32 u mu u bar L rho g d square. So mu is the dynamic viscosity, u bar is the average velocity, L is the length, rho is the specific density, g is 9.81, and d is diameter. So if you don't know the value or pressure difference, we can calculate with the help of this formula. So easily we find out the loss of pressure here. So this equation is called as Hazen-Poiseuille's formula. This is called as equation number 6. Now we go for the problem number 1. So problem number first is a fluid of viscosity is 0.7 Newton second per meter square, and specific gravity is 1.3, is flowing through a circular pipe of diameter 100 mm. The maximum shear stress at the pipe wall is given as 196.2 Newton per meter square. Find the pressure gradient. So here pressure gradient is unknown. Second, average velocity, and third one is the Reynolds number. So first of all we find out the given data. Mu is the dynamic viscosity, that is 0.7. Then specific gravity is given to you, that is 1.3. Diameter is given to you, that is diameter is 100 mm, and density. So we know that density that 1.3 into 1000. Directly you can multiply 1000 for specific gravity, we get the density. So density already calculated, diameter is also calculated. Then shear stress is given to, that is 196, that is on pipe side against the pipe wall. And find out the pressure gradient, that is dp by x, average velocity u bar, and Reynolds number Re. So first of all we go for that pressure gradient. So for finding out this, we know that the shear stress maximum, that is equation number 2, that is 2 tau tau 0 is equal to minus dou p by dou x into r by 2. So put the value of tau naught, that is 196.2, r is nothing but d by 4, or like I say directly you can divide this value and put the value of proper 0.14. After that we can find out the dou p by dou x. So this is the dou p means Newton per meter and x is meter, so that's why that Newton per meter square, that is pressure, and per meter, that's why this is length. So Newton per meter square per meter. So that is the unit for dou p by dou x, that is pressure gradient. Now we go for average velocity. So average velocity is, and we will know that u bar is equal to half u max, and u max is known to you. So u max is nothing but minus 1 upon 8 mu dou p by dou x. Directly we can calculate this, and after that putting the r is d by 2. So after that we can put the value of mu dou p by dou x. Dou p by dou x is already calculated, right? So after that putting the value we get the, that is average velocity. So for average velocity we know that the relation between u max upon u bar. Okay, so with this relation we can take this point and find out the average velocity. Next formula for Reynolds number is Re is equal to rho v upon mu. V means average velocity, so that's why I can write u bar. Rho we can calculate already over here, that is 1300. U bar, that is 3.5. Capital D, that is 0.1. Mu is going to, that is 0.7. So this is the formula for Re, and then we have to put the value and find out the Re value. So this value is 650, which is less than 2000. That's why the flow is laminar. Okay, so this is the value we have calculated over here. Thank you. In next lecture we will discuss regarding the flow through a parallel plates. Thank you.